Hello there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, pleasure to meet you. If you're a returning viewer, appreciate you coming back. So today we're going to be kind of doing like an unboxing of these Roc outdoor paddle boards. This was pretty cool. My wife and I were looking to do a little bit more paddle boarding. We have kayaks, but sometimes they're just a pain to load up into the back of the truck when you want to do like a quick trip. But you get some of these inflatable paddle boards and it takes up a very small amount of space. I can throw them right in the back of the truck quick. Takes a few minutes to pump them up and then use them, collapse them, throw them back in the truck. Super easy. So that's what this video is going to be about today. I know these on Amazon, it says it's listed for like $250. I caught them on sale for $169. I know you can get some of these Roc ones cheaper if you catch a sale at like a wholesale place, things like that. So just keep your eye on the price. I'll put a maybe like a little picture right here of the price on Amazon, or price that I paid on Amazon, so you can take a quick look. So without further ado, let's get this unboxed, take a quick look, and inflate it. That's a big thing I want to do today before we go on a weekend trip and take these. I want to make sure it's holding air and I don't have any issues. That way, if I need to return it, warranty claim, things like that, I have time to do it. Because the best part about where I'm at, I got this in one day. So 1-day shipping. So let's jump into it. So I just opened this box up. One thing I do want to mention is the product is right near the top of the box. I guess it depends on what side you open it, but just how this was boxed. If you're cutting the tape, just be very delicate. Do not get like a knife and go too deep because you will cut your board. So I'm just going to pull everything out of here. Actually, I'll set this box down. Pull the stuff out of here. Oh. User and safety manual. Sorry if you guys are getting any extra sound. I heard some complaints about the audio, so I picked up some super cheap mics off of Amazon. I think it was like 16 bucks. So I'm kind of just testing these out to see if it's better than the phone mic. And also having it clipped onto my shirt, I don't know how much it's gonna make some boom boom sounds. All right, set this box aside. So this, I mean, you'll see all of this technically in the item description when you're like looking to purchase these, but it does come with paddles. I say paddles because they can kind of go together. I think when I was looking at this, you also can kind of paddle like a kayak if you want. So if you were sitting on your paddleboard, kind of do something like that. You got the fin that will go on the bottom of the actual paddleboard. Pump. Not too bad, just a standard air pump. It does have the PSI gauge on top because with these you have to inflate them to, I say, a pretty high PSI, but more than you could inflate with your mouth. So we have a band to attach to the paddle board / maybe ankle, just so if you fall off, your board doesn't float away. Let's see here. Close the buckle. I'm not even sure what this is yet, but we will figure it out. Can't even tell from the image. Little tool, I'm assuming for adjustments. Manual. Always read the manual. And then a bag, which looks like the bag to actually carry the paddleboard and all the components. Sweet. Well, I'm actually pretty impressed with the bag too. Good storage space by the looks of it, not too crazy big, and also has the belt buckle. Well, I'll call it like a chest buckle. So if you're holding it, oh wow, it's got even the waist one. Yeah, so I don't think this really weighs too much altogether, but to actually have like a waist strap, chest strap with like a backpack holder or backpack straps, that's actually really nice. Kind of distribute that weight nicely so it's not crazy heavy to carry. So now that we have all this unboxed, I'm going to leave this little screened umbrella, head out there, unfold the actual paddleboard, and start inflating it. I have used paddleboards before. My dad and mom have one. I've used them a few times, so I kind of have an idea of how it all works, but just wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of everything that is inside of this. In case you were interested or in the market for a paddleboard, you can kind of see like what to expect when you open the box. Maybe you'll get some tips and tricks, I don't know. So let's jump to it. So I've unwrapped, or I guess you could say untwisted the actual paddleboard. So you can see here, you're completely deflated. This is just the color scheme I got. I think it's cloud or something like that. I knew it was 1-day shipping. They do have a bunch of different colors, so depending what you're interested in. I know sometimes the colors changes the price, so I just want to put that into your mind. But also too, I bought 2 of these that are the same color. I don't really care too much about the color unless it was like bright pink. I might have an issue with it, but hey, my favorite color is blue, so most shades of blue is a-okay in my book. So I also pulled out the pump right here. I'm looking through the manual here in a second to see what it wants us to be inflated to, but just to give you a closer look, I'm assuming we're going to be somewhere between the 15 to 21 to be in a good range. I mean, that would make the most sense to me. So I just buttoned in the hose into that, so we're ready to connect it. And then, oh, I also found out that this was a waterproof accessory bag. This is what I was seeing before when I looked at a quick moment, and I was like, what? But now we got it. So waterproof accessory bag, awesome to have. So I'm just going to go through the manual super quick, confirm the PSI that it wants. I'm going to start inflating this. So after reading the manual, it says don't inflate more than 15 PSI, which I guess right when it gets green. I don't know if that's a safety precaution, but it's kind of weird for the pump to have the green between like 15 to like 17 when it just says don't inflate past 15. A little bit strange to me. And then I also just took this cap off, and it was just like, make sure to register and activate your warranty. If you're curious about the warranty, I saw on top of the actual box this comes in, there's a little QR code that says like scan for warranty. So recommend probably doing that. Unscrew this. This does have like a one-way valve. So if you push down, it inflates air, which is why this kind of hooks into there. And then it'll come up, so that way if you have air in it originally, it won't blow out as soon as you're like switching or adjusting stuff. So what I do that I found, because if you were to manually pump this, you'll be pumping like 150 times just to even get it close. So I have a DeWalt blower here, like a job site blower. I just press the button down and start to just blow some air in there. It just speeds it up. So perfect. Now that I have that kind of close to inflated, clearly it's not to the PSI that I need, but I saved myself a crazy arm workout. So now I'm just going to attach this pump there and then get to work. Whoa, there we go. Now we're just going to get pumping, which, as you saw, I just blew air into that. It's on 5, so it's not even there. So this is going to be a bit. So I'll just get pumping and wait till we get to the PSI we need. Ooh, all right. We are at 15. We're stopping it there. Inflated good. Just going to unscrew that and put the plug back in, but we're fully inflated. Boy, that was quite the workout. But once I put that plug in there, we'll kind of go over paddles and things like that. So while I give this time to test to see if the PSI drops. As I said, I don't think we're going to have any issues. It's brand new, but it's always good to double check before you go on your first trip and start leaking. So you see there, it's got that one-way valve. So when I took it off, you heard a quick tss, and that was it. I'm just going to give this a quick listen, make sure I don't hear any air leaking out. All seems good, even though we're plugging it. Perfect. We're good there. We're just going to leave the sticker and stuff on there till the first outing. Just, you know, as I said, this is kind of just to show you guys, do a quick overview. But board's inflated, liking it, working up a sweat, sweating through my shirt. The humidity and heat are a bunch here. Just generally showing this, one thing that I'm liking here is it's got side like flippers right here. I'm going to keep these covered here because I think it's cool to have these pieces on there. So when you set it down, but here is the slot where you would put that additional fin. Right here, it'll just slide in there and it's got a pin and it kind of goes there. Helps you direct direction. Easy peasy. But yeah, having those fins on there, actually really cool. The paddle boards I've used haven't had those, so I'm going to see how those actually function in the water. So I'm just gonna set this down. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Now that we got that all checked, you do have the, as I said, that band you can kind of put around like your ankle while you're going. There are little D-rings on the middle of it, so you'll be able to hook it to there. I mean, honestly, you could probably hook it to any of these, just depends on where you're positioning, where you're sitting. And then the paddles, which I wanted to mention, was kind of cool because when you're standing, you just usually have one long paddle and you'll kind of just, you know, go to each side. But this one also gives you the options where you have two paddles, so you could use it like a traditional kayak. So you could put the bar in there, and if you were sitting on this paddleboard, either on your butt or maybe on your knees, you'll be able to kayak to go rather than having to use an individual paddle on each single side and keep going, which I think that's really cool because with paddleboarding, I see a good amount of people standing, but there are those people that are either learning to use the paddleboard or prefer to sit on the paddleboard, but it's just easier to lug around than a traditional kayak. So sometimes people prefer these. So to actually be able to kind of kayak like that is honestly a really cool feature. So I'm really glad that they added something like that in this price point because paddleboards, they really bounce around in price. You can get some pretty cheap ones, but I've seen them go up to like $400 to $600 depending on the features and additions it has. I know there's paddle boards that are more built for like fishing and stuff, which I think is kind of funny because you're on an inflatable paddle board and playing with hooks while you fish, but whatever. I'm sure they use a tougher quality material. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums this up. I'm going to let this sit for probably like another 10-15 minutes, check the air pressure, kind of go around it, see if I hear any leaks, but I'm not hearing anything, and it's very firm. I can't step on it right now because I'm not on the water, and it also has those fins on there, so I don't really want to sit on there and hurt the fins. So, yeah, I'm very happy with this. So I'm going to start putting all these components back into the bag, and then once I go to deflate it, I'll record a little bit, because one thing I do want to mention is, you know, you deflate it, fine, it's not bad, but it does take a little bit of time. So having something like the DeWalt blower, instead of blowing the air out, I can suck the air out. I have a little attachment that hooks onto this. I can just push right into that and then let it suck out the air to kind of get it completely vacuum sealed, so it folds easy and you don't have to like wait for it to deflate and then slowly keep rolling to get the air out of it. So that's really, really cool. So if you don't have, again, this is just like DeWalt, but a worksite blower or something like that, a vacuum cleaner would probably do it too. I don't think it'd be too bad. So if you had a vacuum cleaner, you probably could suck the air out of it, save yourself some time. I know when I go paddleboarding, I take the truck and I carry so much stuff in there that most of the time I have a job site blower in the truck, or I know to take it with me if I was doing something like paddleboarding. So let's bag some of this up and get ready to deflate. Phew, I promise I don't sweat a lot. It's just hot and pumping up the air. I'm sweating through this shirt like crazy. I am in Florida, so it's to be expected. I started putting the stuff in the bag. One thing I do want to mention, I wish the bag did have kind of a separate compartment for, let's say, your paddles and the pump, so that way you don't have any, clearly there's not really sharp edges, but I just don't really want anything touching this. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. You could probably cut a piece of this foam or something that's about the size and like lay a layer before you actually set the folded paddleboard on top. Just wanted to mention that. I did find a little gasket ring here that was just sitting there on the chair. So it looks like a piece that goes inside of one of the actual handles for the oars or the paddles, but I wasn't 100% sure. Nothing else is missing anything, so I'm assuming that's it. I'll just put it in a bag right now until I'm ready to put the paddles actually together at the time of takeoff. Instructions check. Oh, this was also that bag. I unfolded it. It's kind of cool to have a waterproof, I'll say waterproof, water resistant bag. I'm sure it folds pretty good, but a wet bag, nice material, almost the same material as the paddleboard, I'd say. So that's also really cool. And then it also has a little strap for it. So when you fold it, you have a little carrying hook right here. So pretty cool. Glad they included something small like that. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So I waited a while, tested this. This hasn't deflated any, so I'm pretty content with this. This will be good for the trip. As I was saying prior, I have the DeWalt job site blower. I'm just going to attach this onto here. Then as you see here, it's got like, it's a sucker now. So I'm just going to, that is a weird bug. Interesting. I'm just going to pull this off of here and start to deflate it, which it's going to come out like crazy. But yeah, so I'm just going to deflate it and vacuum it out. It's crazy. It takes you like 15 minutes to just put the air into this thing. It only takes like 40 seconds for it to blow out. It's crazy. So now I'm just going to push that valve down with this. Actually, I'll probably put my finger there. Just so you know as well, as I said, it's a one-way valve. So it just naturally springs one way, but if you were to press down and give it a slight twist, it'll lock down in the like vent out. So I mean, I could have did that while I was sucking the air out, but I just feel a little bit better pressing the button, and I control the speed in which it sucks out by how far I pull the blower away. So when you do put it away, I'd recommend keeping the seal into the open position, so if there is any air or anything in there, it leaks out as you go. But you know, just me. Perfect. And we got it rolled up. As I said, I'm gonna, oh, I just to let you know, I did lock the one-way valve up, so next time I do go to inflate it, I don't forget and then lose all that pump for nothing. I'm going to keep these foam tabs on these fins. This is a better look for you. They're like nice little rubber fins built into it. It's not like additional added on there. So that's actually really cool that it's got that. So keep those on there for safety. Throw this back into the bag. And we're going to be set. Ta-da, there you are. One inflatable paddleboard. Pretty good deal. Oh, let me sit down. Jeez, it is warm. Whew. So we got everything all packaged up. As you see, it's in the bag. It's not too bad weight-wise. This is, I think it said like 18 pounds or something like that. It's really not heavy. Then once you have it in your bag or on your back, it's going to be much lighter. Yeah, but that was, let's just wrap up this video then. I'm going to go inflate the other one to make sure that's good before our trip and put everything in the bag so I can load it up. But that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comment section below. I answer all the comments. Oh, also, homework. If the audio quality was pretty okay with this video compared to some of my last ones, just let me know in the comment section. I would appreciate it. If for some reason the quality's crap, I mean, I just do this as a little hobby, and I just like to make and edit videos. So I do like to increase the production quality. So just let me know. And if you are interested, if you hit that subscribe button, you can see all the stuff I'm up to. That's up to you. I would appreciate it. And that sums it up. So until next time, have a good rest of your day.